Hello, hey everyone. Let me know when you're tuned in, if you can hear me all right. Happy Friday. Let me know who's here. Say hi, give me a hashtag live if you're watching this live, give me a hashtag replay if you're watching this on replay, and just so I can say hello and see who's here. Do tell me where you're from. It's been so cool seeing people from all over the world and connecting with everyone. We have a ton of people in the Lucid Entrepreneur Lab at the moment from all across the globe. I think we've got New Zealand, Greece, Canada, England, USA obviously, and Colombia. So it's been so cool to connect with all of you. And I know I was saying this last time, but I'll say it again. As much as I'm really missing doing retreats, we had Dreaming Wide Awake, the Lucid Dreaming Retreat intensive planned out for in-person. It has been such a blessing to connect with so many beautiful souls that I possibly wouldn't have done if it wasn't for the lockdown, if it wasn't for the pandemic and having to transition my business into the online format. And that's exactly what I want to talk about a bit more today, actually, about generating leads, as people like to say, versus actually creating conscious connections with people in business. This is a hot topic. It's something that, of course, is massive in business, but it's actually huge for your life in general, right? In business, because if you aren't connected to anyone, then you likely don't really have a business going on. You can't make a sale or sell products or do any of that stuff, coaching or teaching or nothing, if you don't have customers to work with. Whenever I first make connections online, I always send across a message. I'm so curious about how someone found me, or where they found me, why they found me, and what makes them want to connect. Primarily, and obviously for most of you guys tuning in, is through lucid dreaming. And essentially, I'm just super excited to potentially have something to offer to the people who are looking to get into this field, to have their first lucid dreams, and to potentially totally transform their life with this practice. Even if it's just a resource, just a conversation, sending them a link to a YouTube video, whatever it is, something. I'm excited to provide them with something to help them on their journey to lucidity. And I cannot express enough how important connections are in our lives. And so I want to talk about this a bit more today, because I think this is a huge part of entrepreneurship, and it's a big feature in my online course, the Lucid Entrepreneur Lab. I provide you with modules and a myriad of resources for how to generate and actually create better connections for yourself in your business, as this is something that a lot of people struggle to do authentically, and it's something that I actually enjoy doing the most. So I not only know that my tools work, but I can also teach them in a way where it makes it more enjoyable for you guys as well. So I want to share 3 key points on that and what I wish I had known or taken with me when starting up my business. I'm going to share some of that in this session today. Connections in my books are not sending someone a friend request or someone following you on Instagram and you never speaking to them. It's not at all about how many followers you have. So I want to get that out there straight away. It's also not about having a ton of people on an email list or a ton of numbers in your phone. Those are potential connections, but they're not necessarily what I would class as a lucid or a conscious connection. Conscious and lucid connections are of quality. They're people who you actually speak to. You have actual conversations. You get to know each other and you actually feel some kind of connection. And this is what I want to share more about, how to consistently create these kinds of powerful connections. And this again is beneficial in your business because these connections 100% are what lead you to whether it's sales or clients or students. And this kind of connection does not lead to a one-time sale or a couple of sessions with a client. These lucid and conscious quality connections convert to long-term clients, students, or people who will buy from you or work with you time and time again. Which, if you're aiming to run and scale your business or really help a lot of people get your stuff out there in this world, then that should absolutely be what you are aiming for. The same with any product you buy, right? If you're going to a massage, for example, you hope that it's with someone who you can actually continue working with on a monthly or a weekly basis. If you're buying sneakers, you want them to actually be good quality. You hope that the store you shop at, you can continue shopping with. If it's a coach, you're gonna hope that they are someone you can work with consistently as you're making more and more progress. So becoming a lucid entrepreneur is for you if you are someone who wants to make connections anywhere and everywhere, both business and personally. For me, I am someone who loves traveling. I love exploring new places. So I knew I wanted to create a business where it can work anywhere in the world. And it's also incredibly important for me to truly be able to share this modality that is lucid dreaming and lucid living with as many people as possible. So being able to connect with people across the globe is something super important to me as well. Perhaps that concept also applies to you, or maybe you're someone who wants to be able to create connections from your home, especially for entrepreneurs I work with who are like new moms and they actually need to be at home with their kids, or maybe you're just a homebody and you're someone who, you know, the idea of spending every single day in an office box just disgusts you. So becoming a lucid entrepreneur is also for you for those reasons, and also if you're someone who absolutely does not want to be using all the tech crap for creating connections in your business, like the programs and courses that try to sell you on funnels, email campaigns, like put this pop-up on your website, and if all of that stuff sounds like a total nightmare to you. Another point is that you are also going to be great at being a lucid entrepreneur if you do not define yourself as a salesman or a saleswoman or someone in sales in general. If the idea of having to sell yourself or do cold sales and all of that kind of stuff is really not your vibe, I can say 100% with 100% clarity that that is not mine either, then you are finding yourself in the right place today. So the Lucid Entrepreneur Lab is something really for you if you're already an entrepreneur, if you know you need to improve on the connections you're making, if you need more students, more clients, or if you have a product that you want to put out there, share with the world, and you're looking for people to share it with. If it's something that benefits you and you're like, this is something that will really help other people. It's also for you if you're not quite at that stage yet, but this is something that you're interested in, looking to pursue in the future. This is definitely something to start thinking about and focusing on now rather than later, because business and entrepreneurship definitely about taking risks, but it also doesn't have to be a constant sink or swim situation. Actually, it should never be that kind of situation. You should certainly have a strategy that you can actually execute. You should know what your goals are, and you should have a strategy for how to achieve them. I come across so many people where this step is a total shit show, a complete mess. They have a goal, for example, of buying a home, maybe a first property. So say it's like 300 to 400K, and they want to build a business or a course to get them to that goal alongside, providing a service or a product to people. But they have no idea about what they need to make each month to actually reach that goal, how many connections that kind of thing requires, who to even connect with, where to even begin. It sounds really simple, but you would actually be surprised about the amount of people I talk to who are in this exact position or this exact situation. So if you know what your goal is, if you know the service you provide, who you provide it to, what it costs, how much it's going to make every month, or how many people you need to enroll or sell to, then you can just reverse engineer all that and do exactly that. Or even better, I am someone who would love to go through this process with you and help you set it in stone, just get it crystal clear for you. So if that's something you're looking to do, please message me and I would love to help clear that up. The reason that people have great ideas, great business ideas, but go nowhere with them is because they don't know how to make these crucial conscious connections. They don't know how to put themselves or this incredible service that they have the potential to offer in front of people. And if you're someone who regularly makes excuses for yourself about that, then the lab might not be for you. It's definitely a course that requires you to take responsibility for yourself and really know your worth, know the value of what you're looking to provide, know the value of that service or that product. You're also set up with a lot of accountability. Everyone's excited for you in this group, this mastermind of entrepreneurs. We're encouraging you. We have a lot of fun together, and you'll reach that next level of lucid living and entrepreneurship. And this is not me providing a magic script today or something that you can just memorize and read like a robot from person to person or copy paste into a bunch of messages. I hate that shit. I feel like everyone hates that shit. So if you're looking for something that you don't actually want to put any effort into, then this is also not going to be your thing. I am about putting in effort and actually getting results, actually helping people, actually doing the work. I'm not about cutting corners. I'm not about snaking people. I'm not about bullshit connections and just telling people what they want to hear to make a sale or to enroll someone in a course. So the idea of this is that I am going to give you the steps today in order to make this easier for you, yes, but I can't actually do the work for you. So it's gonna be up to you to do that part yourself. But if you are still here, if you wanna do it, that's great. So let's fucking do it. So I want you in the lab, firstly, if you're resonating with all of what I've just been through, do not enroll or sign up for a call with me to get in the lab if none of that resonates. That's just me being honest, and that's just the truth. But if you are someone who is ready for action, ready for change, you want to create conscious connections for your business every single day, and you're ready to learn more about lucid entrepreneurship, live and dream lucidly, then please apply for a space in the lab this fall, and I so look forward to seeing you in there. And I've seen a couple of applications come through already today, so that's just amazing. If you're ready to do all these things, I would also love for you to comment below, even if this is on replay, and just give me like an amen or I am so ready or whatever words of excitement are coming up to the forefront, knowing that you are someone who deserves and needs to be there. And whilst you're doing that, I'm going to start off with sharing these 3 keys to conscious connections and lucid entrepreneurship for you to take away today in preparation for you stepping into yourself as that epic lucid entrepreneur. So key number 1 is people want to connect with you. Conscious connection is not a process of hunting people down, okay? Genuine connection is where people actually want to come to you. Every one of us have had those experiences where you've joined a cool Facebook group or whatever. You've connected with a friend or a coach, and then these random people start sending you friend requests and asking you super weird questions. Even worse is when you get the copy-paste marketing that I was talking about earlier, like, do you want to make 10K months? And this person has no idea who you are, what your business is, anything about you personally at all. They've just got those like cartoon dollar bill signs in their eyes. And who the fuck are these people who are asking about your income before they even know anything about you? I just think it's so inappropriate, and these people are like vultures. So my view on this is, if you're not someone who is comfortable enough to stand on the street, grab a random person by the arm and say to them, hey, you look like you barely make 5K a month, or you might hate your job, come into my store and tell me about all the things you hate about your life. Then, and I know like you would never do that, but my point is, so why do people think this is an okay approach in the online space and expect a good result from that? This is the last thing that people want in their inbox or to hear. It's not a lucid way to do business, and it is not a way to make a conscious connection. What you want is people who are actually coming to you in person or online and messaging you first, saying things like, hey, I love the work that you do, or hey, I've been following you for a while now because, hey, how do I get more information on the Lucid Entrepreneur Lab? These are streams of emails, messages, DMs that I get every single day. If you have got a stream of people doing that, then you can build the business of your dreams. That is all that you need. You need the stream of people coming to you. It doesn't matter what field you're in. That should be your goal, is having people who know what it is you do, know that it's gonna work incredibly well for them, and they actually feel comfortable in forming a connection and a conversation with you. The second key in this strategy is you need strategy. Your business is your baby. Whether it's a dream to come to fruition or a seed that's ready to be planted, this is something that will grow and should grow into the reason of why you get out of bed in the morning. The connection calls that I have booked, I'm like fidgeting around in my chair before I get on them because I feel so excited to actually talk to the people in my world, the ones who I'm connecting with. I'm so excited to help them, whether it's on a one-on-one call, whether they decide to join a course, come to a retreat, or just for us to have a chat and me to, again, just give them a reference or link them to a YouTube video that's really gonna help change where they're at in this process. I love hearing the heart and the soul that goes into people's dreams, people's ideas, their journeys, what they want to contribute to the world. This stuff should be your life's work, and you're going to be emotional about it. The problem is with this is that there's a balance in business between emotion and strategy. One of the reasons why I've been so successful in executing the business of my dreams and creating a life where I am excited, ecstatic to wake up every day is because I know when and how to put on the business hat as a professional and actually have a strategy in place. Like I was saying earlier, knowing the goals, knowing the numbers, and how to actually get you there. If you're running a course, knowing how many people do you need to enroll? Why is it that number? What are you going to make from that? You're not just pulling things out of the air because you wake up one day and you feel like, yeah, number 7 is in my charts and that feels like a good amount of people. You need to know the actual things. What percentage of your income is going back to your business? What % do you want to give to charity and worldly contributions? Why? Do you have a goal? How many months, weeks, years will it take you to reach that? Business is not a guessing game. It's a strategy. And by working with me, we will both know all of those things crystal clear. This means we know what, who, and how you need to cultivate connections. And we build a strategy surrounding that. So this brings me on to key point number 3 is mastering conscious connections. As I said at the beginning, and I will say it again now, you cannot have a successful business, even if it's the best business idea in the world, even if you're creating the best course in the world, if no one knows about it. Mastery is not, well, I post a little bit on Facebook, I post a little bit on LinkedIn, or, maybe I'll do a live video sometimes, or I have a pop-up on my website for people to subscribe. That is not cultivating a connection. That is not a conscious connection strategy. I want to tell you something, and I'm really not trying to tell you about, how great I am or that I'm someone super special. The point I actually really want to get across is that I'm someone who genuinely wants to help other people bring their dreams to life and offer a service or help them to offer a service. I offer that that helps people to do this kind of thing. The reason of why I could step into myself as a lucid entrepreneur, launch my business, and have it become a success so quickly is because I know the tools for how to genuinely and authentically actually connect with people who need what I have to offer them. There's no snakery, no trickery involved, and there doesn't need to be for you either. I know that there's a lot of things that I'm not good at. There's things that are very far outside of my area of expertise, but the point is, if I'm good at creating and cultivating the connections I need to make, it doesn't matter. I don't need to worry about any of that other stuff that I'm not an expert at. It doesn't matter if I suck at tech or I don't want to pay $10,000 for a website. It's irrelevant to have 20,000 followers if they aren't people who genuinely care about connecting with you or taking an interest in what it is that you have to put on the table. We just need to focus on these keys to conscious connections, and I'm going to be sharing with you the strategy and how to execute it, how to lucidly live it inside of the Lucid Entrepreneur Lab, which you can be a part of this fall by just enrolling. This is just one area, conscious connections, as a part of everything that's involved across the 12 weeks in the Lucid Entrepreneur Lab. We dive deep into dream work practices, subconscious and unconscious processes, lucid dreaming and how to take action whilst you sleep, cultivating more time, more energy, more space, more awareness in both your personal and your professional life, lucid living and actually bringing your dreams and your goals to fruition today and not, hopefully 10 years down the line or something like that. This course is based off of my award-winning lucid dreaming research. So it includes both highly scientific practices alongside transpersonal and spiritual practices as well. There are limited spaces. I am selective about who comes into the lab, especially as this is a course that involves one-on-one coaching with me so that we can do a deep dive into your own personal situations, both business-wise and dream-wise, alongside weekly group coaching so that you have that external encouragement, support, and this incredible mastermind atmosphere of connecting with other big dreamers, creative minds, and entrepreneurs as well. What you are not gonna hear inside of the lab is how to build a funnel, how to sell people, how to spam people's inboxes until they give in. You will never get a message from me that is trying to make you feel bad or pointing out some kind of weakness of yours that you have, and me trying to convince you that I am solely what you need to fix that. I'm not about creating robots. I'm not about creating MLM schemes and where people go into a course and just spew out other little robotic client versions of themselves and charging a premium with absolutely no originality, or where people who are inside the course didn't get what they are after. I'm actually extremely proud of all my students and current students in the lab right now, and graduates as well. I'm definitely not about churning people through a course that they don't need. Unfortunately, I think I'm a rare case in that I can say with confidence, you can speak to every single person who has graduated the Lucid Entrepreneur Lab, and they will only have incredible things to say and incredible results to share about it. Some of the testimonial videos that I got this year from graduates actually made me cry. Happy tears, of course, but by all means, if you want to see any of those, go onto my YouTube playlist and take a look at the results people got. These are real people, real genuine connections that we made together, and they have real actual results. So what you're gonna get from me is strategy, plan of action. I'm all about actually enjoying the process as well, loving what we do, living lucidly, dreaming lucidly, which all includes, working with joy, working with passion, working lucidly, serving lucidly. You cannot give back to the world or help anybody if you can't form actual conscious connections, and this is really important. So if you're someone who is ready to live with purpose, if you have a dream or even just a rough idea of a desire that you want to live a purpose-filled, passionate life, for it to be a dream for you to wake up every day, but you just need a way to actually get it started up, have a strategy, bring it to reality, then the Lucid Entrepreneur Lab is for you. So secure your spot, click the link in my webpage, fill out an enrollment form. It ties you to nothing. It just means we get to connect, talk about it. I can tell you more about it. Like I said, I'm not trying to enroll anyone or tie anyone into anything that's not a genuine match. But I am about connecting with you. If you want to know more, I would love to share more with you. And that's it. Tonight is all just about creating conscious connections. I'm all about getting you to think about that and to actually get it right. Because whether you have a personal endeavor or a professional one, I bet you're someone who wants to share it and you deserve to share it. People will love to learn from you. You have your own unique passions, skills, dreams, and what you have to offer. Only you can do it in the way that you would do it. No one else can. It's a disservice to you and to everyone else in the world for you to hide yourself and your gifts from this world. So, all right, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Just let that sink in, what I shared today. And as I said at the beginning, it's been such a blessing to connect with people all across the world. So thank you to everyone, especially my hashtag GLTV fans who have been following along with this whole series. I love receiving your messages and hearing about what incredible opportunities arise for you just from watching some of the videos and actually implementing some of the resources and strategies that I share across this series. So wishing you all an incredible weekend full of big dreams, abundance, and lucidity. And until next time.